It came down to the wire, but a California judge has extended an order to keep a 13-year-old girl who is brain dead alive on a ventilator for another week. Her family insists it has located another facility that will treat her. ABC's Brandy Hitt has the latest.
With just minutes to spare, Jahai McMath's family successfully fought their way to extend the 13-year-old's life support at Children's Hospital in Oakland.
Filing a new complaint in federal court requesting a temporary restraining order and an injunction preventing pulling the plug.
A judge has granted that restraining order through January 7th. Jahai checked into the hospital earlier this month for a tonsillectomy when her family says she suffered cardiac arrest. Doctors at Children's Hospital and a court-appointed neurologist both declared her brain dead, but Jahai's family has refused to give up hope.
Jahai's moving, and if she's moving, the doctor should pay attention to that.
It's led to a nearly 3-week emotional battle in court over whether the teen's ventilator should be removed.
Jahai McMath is unfortunately deceased. No amount of prayer, no amount of hope, no amount of any type of medical procedure will bring her back.
Jahai's family has raised more than $20,000 online and says it's now working to move her to a new location.
The family has located a licensed facility in the state of New York, which has agreed to take Jahai. We have also contracted with an air ambulance willing to take her from door to door.
Jahai McMath's family members insist attorneys have provided Children's Hospital documentation for her transfer, and they say they have doctors ready to stay by her side through the flight. Brandy Hitt, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, the search continues in Houston for a pregnant woman who's been missing for more than 4 days. Investigators say 26-year-old Melissa Souders was last seen Thursday morning at a McDonald's near Interstate 45. Her car was found Friday night at a parking lot nearby. Texas EquuSearch volunteers are searching on foot and in boats, hoping to find the pregnant mother of 4.
Sheriff Department will be out here. We stay in very close contact with them, and we've done a lot of stuff with Harris County, so, you know, hopefully we can help them bring this to a close.
Souders was reportedly going to meet with her estranged husband before she disappeared. Officials say they're not ruling anything out, including foul play.
Narcotics investigators are now looking over medical records taken from the office of a former Oklahoma City-based doctor charged with 9 counts of homicide. Federal agents arrested 71-year-old William Martin Valak at his home in Kilgore last week. 8 of his patients reportedly died from prescription drug overdoses, and another caused a fatal traffic accident. The affidavit for a search warrant filed today says investigators were able to obtain 10 patient charts from Valak's office.
A key official who helped implement the new Affordable Care Act website is now retiring. Michelle Snyder, the chief operating officer of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, is leaving after 41 years of service. This comes just a few months after the rocky launch of healthcare.gov. Snyder is the second top CMS official to leave since the rollout. She originally planned to retire at the end of 2012, but stayed on to help with the challenges facing the organization this year.
An aerial rescue is now in the works to help those passengers on a stranded expedition ship off the coast of Antarctica. A Chinese helicopter will be used to evacuate most of the passengers on board the Russian research ship, weather permitting. 3 icebreaker ships have already been sent in to rescue the vessel that got trapped in frozen waters. The latest and most powerful got as close as 10 nautical miles before being forced to turn around due to bad weather. Everyone on board is said to be in good health, but the group's leader says they only have enough fresh food to last just 10 more days.
Authorities in a small North Dakota town are strongly recommending thousands to evacuate after a train carrying crude derailed this afternoon. It happened near Castleton, about 25 miles away from Fargo. Authorities say shelters have been set up there, and they're urging the 2,400 residents to leave to avoid potential health hazards that could come from the accident. Local weather officials say a shift in weather could push the plume of smoke from the accident down over residential areas. As many as 10 cars caught fire after the train left the tracks. No injuries were reported. And a 7-year-old girl is recovering after falling down a well in western Georgia. A Carroll County firefighter had to go into the well to get her out after she was trapped for about an hour. She was alert and breathing when she was pulled out and was taken by ambulance to a local hospital. Details on how the girl fell into the well and the extent of her injuries were not immediately available.
It was a history-making event today in the Florida Keys. For the first time in more than 50 years, a group of travelers left on a legally sanctioned flight to Cuba. The flight, the first one to Cuba from the United States since 1960, is more than 2 years in the making. The commercial flight took 9 passengers to embark on a people-to-people exchange. 5 of those passengers will stay in Cuba through the week and visit botanical gardens, organic farms, and other sites.
All folks that go to Cuba must be licensed to do cultural exchanges. So this is a people-to-people cultural exchange trip.
Now, despite today's trip, there are still very tight restrictions in place for travel from the U.S. to Cuba. There are no future trips scheduled.
The Department of Public Safety is hoping to bring an end to a bad streak. The number of consecutive days someone has died on the roads in the state of Texas. According to the DPS, the last day there was not a death on Texas Road was November 7th, 2000. That was more than 13 years ago. With New Year's Eve upon us, state troopers are urging those who drink to find another way home rather than get behind the wheel. The streak is believed to be the longest in state's history.
And closer to home, take a look at this. Traffic in New Braunfels tied up for a time today after this big rig got wedged under a bridge on Landis Street. The pictures here that you see were posted on the New Braunfels Police Department's Facebook page today to show the mess. Police had to close off Landis Street between Landa Park Drive and Zink Street just for a little bit while they worked to clean up the mess and get that truck unstuck.
The skies over Bexar County expected to be filled with fireworks as South Texas says goodbye to 2013 and hello to the new year. There's no burn ban in effect and the last-minute rush is on to get fireworks. The night team's Corey Smith tells us what local authorities are doing to make sure everyone stays safe.
We're ready. We prepare 6 months for this.
For James Rodriguez and the volunteers at this Mr. W fireworks stand, business is booming.
It gets hectic. There's a lot of people coming out. This is a perfect time to come and get in now because tomorrow is going to be way too many people.
From the sparklers to Roman candles to mortars, the cold weather hasn't kept customers from shelling out big bucks for a big bang come New Year's Eve.
It's a tradition since I was small. We always do it every year, get together, have menudo and everything, so it's just something that they, will enjoy as I enjoyed it when I was a child, and I would like to pass it on to them.
But as the clock ticks closer to midnight, authorities in both the city and county will be on high alert. The wet weather may have kept conditions from being too dry, but the extra vegetation that has resulted from all that rain poses a risk. To keep residents safe, the fire marshal's office will have extra firefighters on hand throughout the county. Customers also receive safety tips on the bags they take their fireworks home in. For customer Fred Gonzalez, these tips are something he's taken to heart since he was a kid.
When I was a child, I remember about a bottle rocket that hit a little girl in the head. She passed away, and ever since that, they made that rule not to pop fireworks in town. So it sticks with me since I was little because she was, we knew her, and I just don't want nothing to happen to them either.
Corey Smith, KSAT 12 News.
Now, if you don't have plans to set off your own fireworks but still want to see a pretty impressive fireworks display, you can check out Celebrate San Antonio. The party kicks off Tuesday evening at 5 p.m. and lasts until 1 a.m. on New Year's Day. More than 250,000 people are expected to head downtown for music, food, and fun, not to mention one of the largest free fireworks shows in the state. Admission, by the way, is free.
All those folks downtown will be a little chilly tomorrow night as they watch those fireworks, but maybe they'll have a lot of body heat with all those folks together.
Absolutely. John Honoré, what kind of temperatures can we expect for tomorrow?
It's going to be relatively cool. The other question is, will it stay dry for tomorrow night as well? The cloud cover out there did not allow the temperature to fluctuate all that much. We got down to 38 this morning and only managed 47 this afternoon. And that cloud cover has been very stubborn to leave the area. In fact, it's been on the increase across South Texas tonight. So when will the sunshine return? We'll talk about that coming up after the break.
If part of your New Year's plans involve sitting down to watch some of your favorite movies on Netflix, you may be surprised to not find some of them. We'll tell you which ones might be hard to find. And a church under fire for its living nativity scene. It's not because of baby Jesus, it's what's in its place that has people upset. The reason behind the controversy next on the Night Beat.
Hi, Hi, my name is Major Leslie Lattimore Laurelfields, serving with the Screaming Eagles of the 101st Airborne Division, located at Bagram, Afghanistan. I would like to wish my husband, Major Herbert Laurelfields, and my 8 children, Avery, Latasia, Antoinette, Darius, Jessica, Krista, Elijah, and Layla, a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful Happy New Year, and I look forward to seeing you soon. I love you.
Ksat 12, always posting, always listening to you. Join the conversation. Ksat 12 on Facebook.
And as we enter the old part of San Antonio, just ahead we see that.
So then she was like,
open wide and say, rodeo fever is spreading. Parents, monitor children closely. And if extreme excitement is detected, get tickets for the entire family. Let's rodeo San Antonio. It's more than an 8-second ride.
The aquifer came down more than half a foot today. In the pollen count, we have low amounts of mold and heavy amounts of mountain cedar.
On ABC.
What we try to do is make it a new way of looking at the Nativity and of connecting the Nativity story with a contemporary issue.
A California church is getting a lot of attention for their nativity scene this holiday season. That's because instead of an infant Jesus cradled in his mother's arms, the nativity at Claremont United Methodist Church features a depiction of Trayvon Martin. The artist who created the scene says he wants to draw a connection between rampant gun violence and the dark time in which Jesus was born. A local newspaper story on the nativity brought national attention to the church, including lots of outraged people asking for it to be taken down. Well, if you've been waiting to watch some of your favorite shows and movies on Netflix, time could be running out. More than 80 movies and a handful of TV shows will no longer be available for streaming as of Wednesday. That's according to a post on Reddit. It's not clear who posted the list, but a search for many of the titles indicates they will indeed expire New Year's Day for Netflix's nearly 40 million streaming subscribers. The list includes such favorites as Braveheart, Do the Right Thing, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Flashdance, Platoon, and War Games.
A volcanic eruption caught on camera in El Salvador. It hasn't happened for the first time in nearly 4 decades, but the Chaparastik volcano started spewing ash Monday. And look at it go. The thick black smoke and ash billowing as many as 3 miles high into the sky. Thousands of people evacuated. Some flights were even redirected to avoid the ash cloud. That ash, by the way, falling over several parts of El Salvador, with some of it reaching the capital of San Salvador. Good news, no reports of any injuries.
Live look outside now at CityCam. 44 degrees out there, and all eyes looking ahead to New Year's Eve and the weather out there this time tomorrow.
Looks like a beautiful night out there tonight. We ought to just have the fireworks tonight and skip it tomorrow.
That would be nice.
That's not a bad idea. Although I'll tell you what, it's going to be very similar tomorrow night at this time as it is right now. We're going to see a lot of cloud cover, temperatures in the 40s. One of the questions is, though, will the rain hold off? We've got that rain lurking down to the south, down in the valley, and we've seen some indications that maybe it'll work its way northward. Now, temperatures across the region right now are literally all over the place. It's 46 in Kerrville, but you go to a few miles to the east and it's down to 38 in Comfort. It's 46 here at the International Airport, 44 at Port SA, but out in Seguin it's down to 38, 39 in Petite and Devine, 42 down in Pleasanton, and it is 47 degrees in Hondo and 48 in Uvalde. So a wide range of temperatures even in the metro area right now. Just about everybody is in the 40s right now, although we are seeing some as we